Fox News Alert Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Russia appears determined to invade Ukraine, despite the U.S. efforting a diplomatic solution to prevent war. Listen.
What are the chances that Vladimir Putin is bluffing?
Every indication that we've seen, every move that he's made that has followed the play that we laid out, everything we're seeing suggests that this is dead serious, that we are on the brink of an invasion. We will do everything we can to try to prevent it before it happens.
Joining me now, Robert Charles, former Assistant Secretary of State for George W. Bush and former Naval Intel Officer. Good morning to you, sir. U.S. position is that diplomacy is not off the table. President Biden still wants to talk this out. What is your take on that? Is that still an option?
Well, I guess diplomacy, quite frankly, is always an option, and war is always a product of failed diplomacy. But, I'm reminded of Colin Powell, who often said something like, tell me what you know, tell me what you don't know, tell me what you think, and make sure you know the difference. And the reason for that is that you then know exactly what you're working with. And I think the only consistency I see in this administration's reaction to the buildup on Ukraine's border over the last 6, 12, 9 months has been that they've been inconsistent in their messaging. So where are we now? We're now at a point where those inconsistent messages have not only emboldened Russia, but in a way, this constant hype, and I do call it hype because it's been a building up. I mean, these troops have been there for a long time, and they're growing in numbers, but they've been there. This sort of inconsistent messaging almost is a provocative act at this point. Yes, diplomacy is still on the table. It's always on the table until the moment when war begins, and frankly, then it's still on the table.
Okay.
So, but I just think this has been a bobbled, in a way, Putin is playing chess, and Biden is playing a bad game of checkers, and it's kind of obvious to most people that there's a lot of hemming and hawing going on instead of direct conversations. If you don't go directly to the source and be a little more quiet so that you can listen to what is really going on, what the motivations are, then you don't get to the solution. And we're not at a solution because in many ways there's been more noise than quiet.
Well, if Putin chooses a full-scale invasion, and we do have intelligence that suggests that is where his head is at right now, what does that look like?
First of all, nobody's defined invasion yet. I think we may be seeing already a degree of very intimidating behavior. You get roughly 175, maybe now I read this morning 190,000 troops on that border. You've got them in Belarus looking down south. You've got them to the east. And, the bottom line is if it begins, it will look ugly. There will be a huge refugee crisis in greater Europe. You have 43 million people, I think, in that country. Half of them, or some of them, may be empathetic or sympathetic to the Russian approach, but an awful lot of them will not be and will try to leave. There will be bloodshed, and the United States failed diplomacy yet again, as in Afghanistan, as in other locations, will be transparent. My hope would be that everybody is redoubling, that the Europeans, and I know Macron is involved, the Europeans and perhaps even China could be persuaded to say to Russia, this is a bad choice. Whatever the outcome is that you're looking for, reevaluate whether maybe you already have it and whether the net out of this is going to be a real negative for you.
Robert, I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because I think one of the things that's missing from this conversation is the question, could this backfire on Putin? I mean, if he does choose to invade, that could strengthen NATO ties more so than we've seen in a long time, unleash sanctions like Putin has never seen before, maybe even get Germany to stop buying oil and gas from Russia, cripple their economy so much that it affects Putin politically. What are the chances of that happening?
Carly, that's an excellent point, and one that's not being regularly made and ought to be. And that is that in many ways, Putin has most of what he should want. There's territorial questions, there's security questions, but clearly he knows in his heart of hearts NATO is not going to move in through Ukraine. They may be interested in Ukraine as a one-day member, but the bottom line is they're not going to attack Russia. He's already got Nord Stream 2. Their economy is ultimately premised on oil. So not only does Nord Stream 2 make Europe dependent on Russia, but it gives Russia a market, a fresh and new and clear and permanent market for their oil. So you have to ask, before you go at this, it's always best in a negotiation to put yourself in the mind's eye of the other party and to ask, what is it do you think that they really want here? And I think we're not asking that question. We certainly have not done it effectively. We've released a lot of intelligence, which I question, because when you release it, you potentially lose sources and methods. But your point is well taken. Maybe Russia's where they ought to back off for their own benefit.
Yeah, and the other thing thing, Robert, I think we need to look into the future and what this means for the United States down the road. And one of the things that was really telling was that Putin met with Xi Jinping just ahead of the opening ceremonies, and then they released this statement, that their two countries, Russia and China, essentially have each other's backs. There's no end to the support that they have for one another. And you have to wonder, as the Olympics were playing out, and we saw the fanfare there, and then there's this drumbeat of war along the Russian-Ukrainian border, it seems like we could look back at this time and the juxtaposition of those two things as that this could possibly be the start of a new world order, or at least that's what Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin want. What are the chances that that could happen, and how do we prevent that from happening? Because that's the big issue here.
Yeah, so there are a lot of historical analogies that we have to be careful to walk a circle around. This looks a little bit like 1936 Olympics, and you had where Jesse Owens, won so many medals for America, but that was only a very short period, with 3 years before World War II. So tensions are very high. The notion that China and Russia would have a pact, which they do, as you say, suddenly announced to the world, indicating that they're going to redefine human rights and that they would like to declare themselves the powers that will define the future, is a direct throwdown to the Western European, but also the entire Western values, all of our values. And we need to throw back by saying, no, this is a battle of ideas, and free markets and freedom are going to win, not communism.
It's exactly right. There's so much riding on this moment right now. Robert, thank you so much for your perspective. We appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.